Welcome back to the channel. I've gone out and bought something, and bear in mind this was cheap. It has an MOT. It's a mess. It is a fucking mess, and I don't mind being censored by YouTube captions on that one. It is a fucking mess. Just remember, it's cheap. I went and bought this. So it's a 2002 112,000 mile Peugeot 206 GTI. Let me show you around it. Well, this was cheap. It was on Facebook Marketplace. I got there and I actually turned the guy down. The money he was asking for it was nowhere near what it was even remotely worth. Fair play to him on that one. It has got so many issues. Most of them sortable, but I absolutely don't mind if I start going through this and I see terminal things, and I am quite happy to scrap this. This is not a problem. So this is a project car, and I'm quite happy to part it out if it turns out that it's uneconomic to repair. And what I mean by that is not extreme economic repair. I don't mind sinking a little bit of money in this, but not much. So yeah, 52 plates, 2002 Peugeot 206 GTI, 2-litre engine, 112,000 miles on the clock. The previous owner had it for 6 years, so it was in a family for a while. It's look on the surface okay, but there's lots of little scratches. There's lots of little cosmetic problems all around here. Most of this will either polish out, or even that little scuff there will polish out. It's missing its fuel cap. I haven't even checked to see whether the key works. Yeah, it does. There we go. So, so I can get another one of those. That's fine. That's all incredibly cosmetic. So we come round here, and it's missing. The trim here has been damaged. I can get that. It's about 30 quid on eBay. It's not bad. From the back, it looks fine. And again, cosmetically, it's got some scratches there and a scuff and a little dent and a few bits and pieces. It's all right. It's okay. I've seen worse. I've bought worse. I've MOT'd worse. We do have a dent down here. Again, that can be sorted. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so we go through here, and it's just had a clean. When I saw it, it was messy, dirty, full of road salt and so forth. So yeah, it's not too bad. However, here we go. This is the biggest cosmetic issue. That is paint. That's clear coat and paint. Actually, clear coat that's worn off. So, from a cosmetic point of view, this is trashed. So, if I do decide to actually do something with this car, then I will get some paint done on the top of that roof, and I don't think it will actually be that expensive to do. So yeah, it's rubbish. Now, there's lots of other problems. So we've got CV joints that are trashed, absolutely trashed, and I will insert the video of me driving this car here. Oh, listen to it. That's 34 mile an hour. No amount of radio will kill this. It's got oil leaks, which is the valve cover gasket, possibly the output bearing seal or something like that, so it might need the gearbox taking off, not sure. we have yeah, look, yeah, it's all right inside, but it's quite trashed. It is quite trashed. So here we go. It all looks reasonably nice until you get to the seat, and you've got all that going on. Now, when I looked at this, it is possible to get that repaired, but down here has gone as well, and this stuff can sometimes be bought back. On the other side, you've got a very similar over there. The interior isn't bad. It's just had a clean at the local car cleaning place. It drives okay. It's pulling a tiny bit to the left, which is fine. Gearbox goes through all the gears. Everything's fine. It's got 112,500 miles on it. Let's have a look in the boot. The tail struts don't work. We do have some surface rust underneath on the boot floor. Most of it is surface rust. There's some which I'm concerned about near the suspension, but it all looks like surface rust. So I'm going to get it checked out at my friendly garage just to double check. So get it up in the air, have a look and see what it is. If this thing is beyond repair, I'm quite happy to junk it. Quite happy to part it, throw it in the trash, whatever. I don't mind. We've got a little bit of rust coming on there. That's easy enough to sort out. If we just do the boot, there we go. And so here we go. This is the rust on this side. Now this is all surface rust. I haven't seen any perforation at all. Again, where the rear trailing arm actually bolts in, there's a little bit of rust around there and a bit on the other side, and it's the same on the other side over there. It needs checking. If that's perforated through and rusted through, then we've got trouble. This thing needs to go be cleaned up and sorted out. I did notice so that is the strap for the fuel tank, and it's badly corroded. They do go like this, and so again that needs a new replacement on there. The exhaust is serviceable but old, and it's definitely leaking of some sort. So yeah, okay, the front looks better than the back, but yeah, it just needs all cleaning up and having basically treating, and yeah, that's quite a lot of surface rust. It's within 30 centimeters of the mounting point, which is an MOT failure here in the UK if it perforates, if you've got holes. But yeah, it's this side over here, this wheel over here, that is kicking out on the and it's basically not vertical. The bearing holding the actual trailing arm across here on that side has collapsed. So it is quite dangerous. The brake lines look okay. They've got some corrosion, but they look all right. Yeah, so this is the other side of the trailing arm, and yeah, it's a little bit worse on this side. You've got heat shield stuff going on. Yeah, there's quite a lot of rust underneath this. Doesn't seem to be, if I put light up there, yeah, you see there's some corrosion on the main structure as well as the actual heat shields. So that's the back wheel. As you can see, it's tilting to the right, so it's the top's is going that way and the bottom's going that way. That is the classic Peugeot trailing arm bearing failure. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we can do with that, if it's worth doing it. Again, the main thing is all of that rust underneath there. If it's perforated, then I'm not gonna get it welded up. Not in the, if it's so tiny. I've got a crack here as well. There's a crack on that, but again, that can be sorted. That can be sorted. So this spare wheel is definitely not the spare wheel which came with the car. It's way too small and it's rattling around here. So yeah, that needs a spare wheel. I can get one from eBay relatively cheaply and get one delivered in. Yeah, I don't know what that's for, but I don't think that's for the Peugeot. So the car came with 2 jacks. 2-jack Peugeot. Right, yeah. One is a Nissan, and the other one is a Jaguar. Great, lovely. Okay, well, I can throw those on eBay and try and get the Peugeot ones for it. I just realised this. I think this frame here is designed to actually stop the wheel from rattling around, so it could be the original wheel, but it's so manky and so horrible that I'll probably get another one. But yeah, and I think you then put all your tools inside there, so I'm just going to try and get it back in. Okay, so the wheel is in and it's pretty fine. That's quite solid. Yeah, this exhaust needs new rubbers, and it's been rubbing up against that as well. Oh wow. The structure of the actual underneath is actually pretty decent. If I just zoom in, there's very little sign of any rot or any other problems up there, which that's what made me buy it. It was something that might actually be savable. So yeah, part of what I walked away, I did actually walk away from this car, but the previous owner was keen to sell, and we did a deal, and it was cheap. So yeah, the door, this, oh, it's the wheel locks. Hang on, let's have a look. Has it got the wheel locks? Do they actually? I think they might. Yeah. So we do have wheel locks. The wheels are in not bad condition. The other wheels, if I do decide to junk the car, the wheels will pay for the car if I sell them off. It's that like that. It really is. Yeah, I've got some dents and things. All the sills are rust free. Generally rust free, except for a little bit of surface rust here and around here. So I need to explore in there and see how bad it is. That looks like mainly mud. It's sitting okay, so the suspension looks okay, but it's making lots of noises at the back. So what I have noticed is that if you look, that wheel there is poking out. So the bearings on the trailing arm have failed. Okay, and then on this side, there it's a bit less. It's a bit less. So we've got trailing arm bearing problems there. So that will need to be repaired. Yeah. What have I done? What is this car? I am a sucker for a lost cause. I am a sucker for a lost cause. This is. I think this is more. This is a project car. I'm going to see whether I can actually get this back into some sort of shape, and see how it goes. Again, it's a mess. It's a fucking mess. It does need money throwing at it. In fact, you can actually even see. Oh my lord, that back wheel. That back wheel is so bad. That back wheel is so bad. Yeah, look, that one's actually in line. This one. So, yeah, it's a mess. That back wheel needs sorting before we do anything. Again, we'll see how much it costs. The bearings have just completely shot on it. It's a very common problem with 206 GTIs. In fact, 206s in general. I've already done one rear trailing arm on a 206 1.4 HDI a couple of years back. So yeah, that is dangerous. But cosmetically, it's all there. That's the funny thing is, there's very few dents. It's a number of scratches. Most of it will polish up. So from a cosmetic point of view, it's just the roof, which can be painted. It can be painted, and lots of cosmetic things. So underneath it, I see potential. What we've got though is an absolute mess of things to do. Let's have a look under the bonnet. So here we've got the 2-litre GTI engine in it. It has no oil. I actually, it had a little bit of oil, and now it's not got any oil, and it got back and it was complaining. So I need to get some oil and put it in it. It has got oil leaks. The timing cover gasket needs replacing because it's leaking from the top downwards. Yeah, there's a few other bits and pieces. Again, the power steering here I think has been leaking, so we need a new pipe going across there. It's had a new alternator at some point. It's had a new alternator. The filler for the washer thing is broken. Again, that's just a non-treated metal bracket which needs taking off and that cleaning, but that's not the structure. Yeah, let's have a quick look at the... Yes, it's got coolant in and you can smell it, so yeah, that's all right. It has probably overheated at some point in its life. These tend to. Yeah, it's an absolute mess. It's savable, that's the thing. And over here, as I said, we've got the strut things. It's just light surface for us here, but the actual strut is fine. All down there is fine. Just a mass of mud and leaves, as you can see here. That all needs to come out. This will scrub up. I don't have any problems with that. The timing belt was done in 2017, so it's about 6 or 7 years old, and it's 10 years and 80,000 miles, and that was done at 83,000, and it's on 112, so that's not too bad. That's not a major concern right now. It's burning oil, probably. Who knows? It's had a reasonably good battery put on it as well at some point. Yeah, it's just this would have been junked, and I think it might even still be junked. Yeah, everything's there. You know, when you see a car and it's been just unloved, but it's all there. It's basically sort of there, and it's not completely trashed. This is getting close to being trashed. So yeah, it's going to be fun. The slightest hint of any welding, and I'm just going to junk it. I am not going to get this welded up, or do the welding myself. Yeah, this is a bit of summer fun. This is a summer project for the channel. Yes, it's not a Twingo, but I've had so many Twingos over the years. I wanted something different for the channel. I've still got Twiglet and RS, so they'll still be on the channel. You're also going to see Cindy the Mark 1 Twingo, which Mike's bought, and also Pepe the Twingo, and he's got those two, and I'm going to do some work. You'll also see Flash the RS Twingo Gordini, which Mark has got, he bought from me. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun doing this. You never know, the next video might be the scrap man coming to actually take this away. It literally is that life or death for this car. It'll either be scrapped or it'll be saved. I hope I can save it. These are quite rare now, the GTIs. It's difficult to get a good one, and this is definitely not a good one. But yeah, I've always liked these. I've always liked the design. I don't like Peugeot build quality, but yeah, I think this might be an interesting project for you to all see, and for me to do over the summer, and get it up in the air and do bits and pieces on it. And I will be taking this to Lee's Autos in Oldham to do some of the more bigger stuff, like the rear trailing arm. I think I can't do that here. I could, but you know, I've got a lovely drive here, or not a reasonably good drive. I don't want to wreck it doing that, but I can do lots of other things. Even the CV drive shafts I can do myself, I think. So yeah, it has had a good clean, and it doesn't smell of smoker's choice. It absolutely reeked, and yeah, but it's better than it was. So, right, I'm going to go and go back and get the RS Twingo, because it's currently at the previous owner's road. And yeah, it should be an interesting start of a new series on this little Peugeot 206 GTI. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next video, which will probably be this, doing some, okay, do we save it or do we not? Yeah, it's a punt, it's a bit of summer fun. I think I'm going to enjoy it. See you on the next video.